in many he was one of our first Kriyabans many, many years ago in Bangalore. And what to our surprise when he showed up in America, and here we are on Zoom doing a Sunday Satsang in Texas together. It's really a blessing for us. Right now, Haridas and I are in Swamiji's dome, which is the original spot where Ananda started. And this is where we're living. It's now going to be called the Seclusion Retreat. We're going back to that name, is what Swamiji gave it so many years ago. And this dome was the very first building that was built when Swamiji found the first land when he started Ananda. And he started Ananda in the hope, before he started Ananda, that he would be in seclusion. And unfortunately, his magnetism was so strong that very soon people found him and they came to live here at the seclusion retreat. And there's many domes all over now. And there's a beautiful lounge and a beautiful temple of silence, we call it. So we're in a sacred spot and we're happy to be here in Dallas with you. So I guess Haridas will start with the prayer and then we'll proceed. Okay, thank you for having us.
Let's pray. Heavenly Father,
Heavenly Father,
Heavenly Father,
Divine Mother,
Divine Mother,
friend, beloved God,
and beloved God,
Jesus Christ,
Jesus Christ,
Jesus Christ,
Babaji Krishna,
Babaji Krishna,
Babaji Krishna,
Hari Mahashaya,
Hari Mahashaya,
Swami Shri Yukteswarji,
Swamiji,
beloved Guru,
beloved Guru,
Beloved Guru,
Paramahansa Yogananda Ji,
Paramahansa Yogananda,
Ansa Yogananda Ji,
saints of all religions,
saints of all religions,
saints of all religions,
beloved Swamiji,
beloved Swamiji,
beloved Swamiji,
we humbly bow to you all.
we humbly bow to you
we
all.
humbly bow to you all.
We deeply thank you.
We deeply thank you.
We deeply thank you
We thank you
for the privilege
For the privilege
for the privilege
of serving
of serving
of serving
you in every possible way.
serving you
you in
possible.
a possible way.
We are your very own.
We are your very
We
own.
are your very
own.
own.
Awaken us from this dream.
Awaken us from this
Awaken
dream.
us from this dream.
Om.
Oh,
Peace.
peace.
Amen.
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 Well, again, it is a joy to be here with you in Texas. And again, especially during this very auspicious time of Swamiji's discipleship with the Master so many, many years ago, 1948, as a matter of fact, when he first met Master and had that extraordinary experience of going to this bookstore in New York, seeing the autobiography of a yogi. It changed his life. And then he said he spent, 3 days, 3 nights where he barely slept, he barely ate, reading that book, and then took the next bus, 4 nights, 4 days, 4 nights to California to meet Master. And the rest, of course, is history. Swami Kriyananda, as a Renaissance man, could have easily, as Roma was talking about, he formed the meditation retreat in 1968 for his own private seclusion. That was his thought at the time. And as he said, word got out that there was this heavenly Swami in the Northern California foothills, and we all came, and we came in such numbers that the following year, 1969, he had to get another piece of property, now the Ananda Village, where over 300 people live. And again, this was the fulfillment of Yogananda's dream, world brotherhood colonies. Yogananda, as Swamiji said, during his later years, when Swami was with him in the late 40s, early 50s, talked very, very often about what he called world brotherhood colonies. so near and dear to his heart. And so really, whether we're in a center as we are in Texas, or a meditation group, colonies, whatever it might be, this also is very important, as we know, Satsang, spiritual company, in helping to fulfill that dream of masters where we all come together, as it says in the Bible, where two or more are gathered, there I am in the midst of them. Because truly, just coming into a center such as what you have here in Dallas, we heal each other at a glance. The power of being with souls that are dedicated to their inner life, dedicated to finding God, dedicated to attuning all of our being to these great ones. What can you say? It's really, really powerful. As Yogananda said, environment is stronger than willpower. And so really, the guru-disciple relationship, the joy of finally, after a long, long time, really countless years, countless incarnations, finally coming to the point, and it's all about interest, where we are interested now to pierce the veil, go inside, and this now is the beginning of that final journey. I like to say that at this point in time, all of us are at base camp, and now we're gazing up into the Himalayan heights, and the climb begins. And this is with the Guru, because we're going now into subtle areas in opening up the heart and brightening the mind, and we need one. God is the Guru, of course, but he uses instruments, enlightened instruments, those that have awakened from the dream, to help all of us. We like to call ourselves half-baked saints that are working step by step in getting to that point where we're no longer being pushed around by our karma. As Yogananda said, learn to outwit your karma. We're not being pushed around even by our environment. More and more we're settled, as the yogis talk about, and highly encouraged in our own spines. Obviously not the physical spine, the energy astral spine, where the chakras reside, where all of the qualities that we're all seeking in common, that's where they are. Love in the heart, joy of the soul, peace, tranquility, compassion, all the qualities that we require to lead a successful life are to be found inside. That's why they talk of the portable paradise within. And so when we get to the point in our spiritual evolution where we finally are really and truly meaning business with God, that's when God sends a guru, a soul that has been through everything that we are going through now. They too have experienced that. It's not that they come full blown out of the light, not having that experience. Certainly they have, and that's why Yogananda, because of this experience that he's had, and the great gurus all share in common, he said he'd come back 1 trillion times just for one person that was in need of help spiritually. A commitment of the ages. Hardly can we imagine such a commitment, but they are drawn to help us because they remember when they also were struggling like we are, bit by bit, to awaken to our divinity. And we have to remember, in India, they have the word smriti, which Sriyam would certainly know, memory. That's what it's all about. It's not that we need to attain anything. We are already full-blown souls, children of God, but we have a lot that needs to be given away. And that, of course, is our karma. And as we, bit by bit, through meditation, through service, through the balanced path, through being integrated, we find that this freedom that we've heard about and that we've affirmed and visualized is beginning to become our reality. And we, in many ways, I think, are stunned that, my goodness, actually, this is happening. We are being transformed. As Yogananda said, there'll be a point in time where we won't even be able to recognize ourselves. So vast will be the change as we melt back into our own soul. And the joy of seeing Swami in the many stages of his life, but especially toward the end, where it was extremely difficult, and I'm not exaggerating, for him to talk of God, for him to chant even, all of these things, because his heart was so full that it was really a struggle for him. He was a very private man. To be there publicly, and then God would catch him by surprise, perhaps, and his heart and soul would be overflowing so that he could hardly speak. Well, the bliss was taking over. And as Yogananda said, he would be free in this lifetime. And so, what is life about? What is the Guru trying to help us with? Joy. Joy is number one. Bliss is number one. And then from that state that grows within our hearts and souls, then love and all of the qualities also come, so much needed. But basically it's this, and then I'll turn it over to Roma. To keep life simple, it's all about attunement, then let us do everything we can to be in a state of joy. And when the joy disappears from time to time, because perhaps we're having times of trial, then just remember that's all right. That's the time to hold on to the Guru's feet and to pray to him, bring us back into that state, our own nature, that state of joy. And that's the blessing of these great ones. Swami, again, is a Renaissance man that especially towards the end of his life, but his entire life, he had that joy. It was his priority to stay in joy, and it was his priority to share that joy, which he did so magnificently with all of us and continues to. So again, it's a joy to be in Dallas. It really is. In this way, thank you, technology, and turn it over now to Roma.
Okay, so again, thank you for being here, and it is our joy to be here in Dallas. We have known Supriya for many, many years, and she's a dear friend. It's wonderful to see you and everybody else that's there that we know. I want to begin by reading a poem, and it's been attributed to many saints, but I believe it's Ramakrishna that one of his disciples wrote this poem. And this has to do with the guru-disciple relationship. It's a beautiful poem, and I often turn to it when I feel discouraged, or I get down, or I'm tired, or when life becomes too much. I turn to this poem, and I thought I would share it with you this morning. And it's called "The Guru's Love is Unchanging." You may come to him for a few seconds, then go away and do whatever you will. His love is unchanging. You may deny him to yourself and then curse him to anyone who will listen. His love is unchanging. You may become the most despised creature and then return to him. His love is unchanging. You may become the enemy of God himself and then return to him. His love is unchanging. Go where you will and do what you will, stay however long you will, and come back to him. His love is unchanging. Abuse others, abuse yourself, abuse him, and then come back to him. His love is unchanging. He will never criticize you. He will never minimize you. He will never desert you, because to him you are everything, and he himself is nothing. He will never deceive you. He will never ridicule you. He will never fail you, because to him you are God nature to be served, and he is your servant. No matter what befalls you, no matter what you become, he awaits you always. He knows you, he serves you, he loves you. His love for you in this changing world is unchanging. His love, my beloved, is unchanging. And this is the blessing of the Guru. The blessing of the Guru is that no matter who we think we are, how we minimize our goals, or how we minimize ourselves, or where we're going, all of it, his love is unchanging. And all we need to do as disciples and spiritual aspirants is to turn to the light within, and he will be right there. He said, when I am gone, read my whispers from eternity, and I will eternally whisper to you, my love. It's a promise from the Guru that cannot be ignored. It's right there. The help we need, the energy, the support, the guidance, the love, it's right there, and it's right inside of us, in our hearts. So, you know, we all have our personal relationship with the Guru. We all have that special moment in time when we realized in this lifetime that we were needing a Guru, and then all of a sudden the Guru appeared. Because when the disciple is ready, the Guru appears. The Guru has always been there. When Lahiri Mahashaya met Babaji in the Himalayas in the autobiography of a yogi, Babaji told him, he said, I've been following you over all the incarnations. When you drifted away, he said, I've been following you like a mother follows her young, and I have never lost sight of you. And then he tapped him on the spiritual eye and the heart, and he said, do you remember? And yes, then Lahiri Mahashaya remembered, my Guru, how I have longed for you. But then, because Lahiri Mahashaya was a householder and had to be settled in that role in this lifetime, Babaji was waiting and waiting until Lahiri Mahashaya was ready, and then they met each other. It was quite beautiful. And when Master met Sri Yukteswar, you know, he longed for him and prayed for him. He wanted so badly to meet his Guru in this life. He was a young man. And when it became too much for him, and he was in that ashram in Benares, and they just he wasn't in tune with that environment. The people wouldn't let him meditate enough, and he was ready to leave the environment. And he was getting very frustrated, but he prayed and prayed and prayed. He said until his head would explode. And that day, a womanly voice came to him in meditation and said, your Guru will come today. I will come to you today. The Guru was always there. And then when he met him in Benares, the Guru said to him, Master fell at his feet at that little road in front of Ragat Lane, or I forget what the name of the street was, but there's just little alleyway. And there was his Guru standing at the end of the street in his orange robes and his beard, and he was just standing there waiting for Yogananda to come. And then when Yogananda came, he fell at his feet and he said, my own, you have come to me. This is the power that we have within us to attract the Guru. And that power is love. And it's the yearning for God that will attract the Guru. The blessing of the Guru cannot be measured in outward circumstances. It's measured by the bliss of your soul. The love of the Guru grows and grows and grows. The more you serve the Guru, you listen to the Guru, you follow his guidance, you join with your Guru Bhais, you create a beautiful environment of love and compassion and kindness, forgiveness, all of those things, the Guru will manifest himself to you as your best friend, as a friend that has always been there, that will never leave you, just like that poem that I read in the beginning. His love is unchanging. And it's very good to remember for the disciples to go back to that moment when you first realized and you first experienced that touch of the Guru in your heart, when you became a disciple and you said the vow and you knelt at his feet. And you can just go back to that feeling of it's not excitement, but it's a calm reassurance in your heart that from now on you have a partner and he is going to help you find God, which is the reason we all came to Ananda anyway, is to find God. And the centers are beautiful hives of devotion, but they're nothing without the Guru and each individual's devotion and commitment to the Guru. we have to take it upon ourselves to personally be in tune with the Guru. Be in tune. Swami would tell us that all the time. Look at Swami when he was in New York, clutching the AY. I know you've all read this story. To him as this man was telling him about all the wonderful things that are going to happen in California. He's going to be rich and sell advertising. And the more he spoke, the more Swami clung to that book, to his heart. And then he spent a few days reading that book. It completely changed his life. And he went immediately to California and he knelt at Master's feet and he said, I want to be your disciple. And that really was the beginning of Ananda. And Swamiji's discipleship is a wonderful example for us. He lived his life, his nature was to be a monk. His nature was to be in seclusion, but he lived his life according to his guru's wishes. And he did what actually was not easy for him, but he started bringing these teachings out. He started gathering people. He started communities. He started writing. He started speaking. He started reaching out with Master's vibration. And Swamiji, he said that towards the end of his life, he didn't know if his thoughts were his or if they were Master's. That's how in tune he was. That's how much he valued and he had become his guru. He melted into his guru, and the guru never left him for 1 minute during this life. And so for all of us, we need to really value and really meditate on what we have, the gift of the guru, the gift of the true guru, a God-realized master to guide us back to God. We can't really do it ourselves. We're too habit-bound. We're too attached to what we think we need. Society tells us we need. We think we have to go through all of that. But if we would just put the guru first, if we would just put God first, you will see how your whole world opens up into a beautiful journey of spirituality. And you will attract things into your life that are positive, that are good for you spiritually. You will attract people into your life that will help you to grow in God. And it's so important that you just give your whole life at the Guru's feet. I want to close with this poem from Master. This is Master from Songs of the Soul. It's a wonderful poem, and it's Master talking about Divine Mother. And when I am only a dream, I come to tell you all of him and the way to encase him in your bosom, and of the discipline that brings his grace. Those of you who have asked me to guide you to my beloved's presence, I warn you through my silently talking mind, or speak to you through a gentle, significant glance, or whisper to you through my love, or loudly dissuade you when you stray away from him. But when I shall become only a memory, or a mental image, or silently speaking voice, when no earthly call will ever reveal my whereabouts in unplumbed space, when no shallow entreaty or stern centaurian command will bring for me an answer, I will smile in your mind when you are right, and when you are wrong, I will weep through my eyes, dimly peering at you in the dark, and weep through your eyes perchance. And I will whisper to you through your conscience, and I will reason with you through your reason, and I will love all through your love. When you are able no longer to talk with me, read my whispers from eternity. Eternally through it, I will talk to you. Unknown, I will walk by your side and guard you with invisible arms. And as soon as you know my beloved and hear his voice in silence, you will know me again more tangibly than you knew me on the earth plane. And yet, when I'm only a dream to you, I will come to remind you that you too are not but a dream of my heavenly beloved. And when you know you are a dream, as I know now, we will be ever awake in him. And one of the prayers in Whispers from Eternity, which I often turn to, part of it is the last line of the prayer is, I am safe in the parapet of your love. And somebody once asked me, what is a parapet? Well, it's a fortress. I am safe in the fortress of your love. And that's the Guru. The Guru is our fortress of divine love. And all we have to do is turn to him, hold on to his feet, and have him guide us home to Divine Mother's arms. So God bless you all. And thank you for listening. Okay. Namaste.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you both for being, where are you? What dome are you in?
We're in Swamiji's dome that he created, the very first dome that he built, and he lived here for several years. So it's a shrine. We're in the shrine.
Oh, how wonderful. Okay. Well, we want to invite now, first of all, for those who are online, we would love if you can open your camera. It's always nicer for our guests to see, rather than the black box, to see a face. So online people, feel free to open. I wonder if Francisco can move the camera here because we have a dozen people in here. Oh, he's in process of doing that. Okay. So, and we have a microphone right here for anyone who would like to ask questions or make comments for Haridas and Roma. They are very wise. I'm just going to say these folks have been on this path, as they said, forever.
So have all of us. All of us have been on the path for.
That's right.
Well, I have to say, I barely remember my time before. And it's not that I've been on as long as you or anything, but it's like, who knows what went on there? Those were some stepping stones and things, but now now we know in our hearts and we walk hand in hand with Guruji and it's just it's a different world than the beginning of our life before we had this, and so much gratitude for that. But so we have a microphone here. Mayatri is at the microphone, so
Hi there.
I don't know if the camera is the camera on Mayatri now?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
I just want to say hi and so grateful that you're here today. I know you did the discipleship celebration on Friday, and I had tuned in after we had ours here, but our son Galen had come home for just the weekend. He just happened to come out of his room when you started talking, so I couldn't hear what you said, so I feel like I got it today, and I was just so grateful that I had that second chance. And I loved Roma, the poems you read just really touched me and brought back, feeling Master's presence in that moment. That first poem, every so often, I feel like I get these little snippets, urgings, this little phrase, this is what you need to pay attention to. And that first poem reminded me of the most recent one that has been coming to me. And you were saying in the poem, it was saying, I'm here, you just have to come back, right? And the little phrase is, you just have to show up, show up for your meditations, show up with the Sangha, just turn a little bit back to that light, show up. And I just loved, I could feel that little, resonance there when you read that poem. So I just wanted to share that and just to greet you and say hi. And I look forward to when I can be out there, hopefully soon, to see you in person. So.
Well, it's wonderful to see you. We'll see you soon.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Anyone else have comment, question? Because I'm going to ask something if not, but would much rather have you interact. Everyone's being so shy. I don't know why. Very unusual. So I don't know if you know that this is like a Sangha house. It is literally a large half of a duplex here. And we have our temple room, and we have a boutique. We have another room where we can teach do restorative yoga because we left the carpet on the floor back there. But out here we have nice, clean and wood floors. We have a kitchen. We have an eating room with a table where we always have satsang after our services and after other events. And then we have a garden room. So it's a very large space. We have a beautiful garden in the front with flowers and a fountain and a Buddha and one of the murtis, I forget which one is there. And then in the back, they have cleared all of that because it was really overgrown when we moved in almost 3 years ago. And now it's flowers and a picnic table, and they're working on a labyrinth. So the amazing creations that happen when devotees come together and when Guru wants us here. We've been in Dallas 32 years,
Wow. I think
which,
we were there in the beginning. We were in Austin and then Dallas. You were in
Dallas, yeah, I
Austin.
was in
Yeah,
Dallas,
it
yeah.
was
Sure.
long, long before the
Sure.
center.
right. Well, in 93 is when Pranava and Parvati wound up coming to Dallas and opening the center because it didn't, yeah. Anyway, we are just so grateful and to have the realization that Guru is always there. And the first poem really, I'm not familiar with the first one that you read. Is that in one of our books, The Song
Well,
of the Soul, or?
it's in the Ananda analog. Everybody's been reading it for like 50 years. So it's I think it's from one of Ramakrishna's disciples. And Swamiji used to read it.
Okay.
So
Okay. So that was the one I'm not familiar with, but I'm going to
it's-
find it now.
yeah. Yeah, it's a beautiful poem.
Okay.
So
So Shriyam, what do you have to say to them? Yeah. I mean, the fact that this is where I want to say where he grew up or where he at least found master, right? Is that where
Yeah,
he
yeah.
found master in Bangalore with them?
Definitely, I think, yeah, because uh, I just remember the day that, I was gonna come and they just told me, why don't you just come for the fire ceremony there? I was like, okay, fine. And then, it was beautiful, but then, I got involved in the seva and then, you have one finger in and then your whole yourself completely immersed in that. So little by little, I guess, the Romaji Haridas ji have been, I think they're more Indian than anything else.
I think so too.
And it was wonderful just to spend that much time in the retreat. I remember having ice creams at 11 a.m., 11 p.m. at night with Haridas and Romaji.
Is that what you do in India?
That's what he does.
Yeah.
That's what he does. This was not our habit. When he would say, "Who wants ice cream?" I would look at my watch and I think, "Oh my gosh, how am I ever going to understand the Indian culture?" And yet we numerous times at the wee hours of the night, thanks to Sriram, enjoying that lovely dessert that he would bring in.
Also, Shriyam is very shy, but I don't know if you're shy, but you're just the silent man. And when he was in Bangalore with us, he led us on pilgrimages. He organizes things beautifully. And he took us to all the shrines of Master. He took us to Calcutta, he took us to Dakshineshwar, he took us to Babaji's cave, he took us to everywhere, all of Master's shrines, and also to Ramana Maharshi's. He organized that one. And so we were always on a bus with Shriyam, and he was always leading us around India to all the wonderful holy spots. And so we appreciate him for that. But you don't know that about him because I don't know if they have holy spots in Dallas
Well,
to go to.
Yeah.
you have one right
This
at the
is-
center.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
We've taken him to the holy spot of the ice cream parlor.
Yeah.
But, you know, I have to just share with people too that, you know, Haridas and Roma were the ones that told us the secret of Shreyam. When he came, he did not share anything. And it was when I was up at the village that they told me, and it was like, oh. And now you've told us another secret, which is that he leads pilgrimages. And we've talked about he could take us to India, and now we've got you know what you've just told us. So now it's an inescapable, it's going to be happening. I can feel Master's eyes on me right now and saying this is happening. So thank you again for that.
Sriram's never going to forgive me for
Yeah. I hope
That's
I'm
okay.
in trouble now.
we're going to be in trouble.
Yeah.
And his mother is also an angel, just of course she would be. She's an angel. And she would be with you on the pilgrimage, I'm sure. So are you all coming to the 2026 event? The 100th year event?
We are planning to, yeah.
Well, that's a pilgrimage. You can bring them all there. You can all come together.
We're going to make sure Shreyam comes because he hasn't been to the village yet. So we got.
Oh, he's going to come in December. We're going to show him
Oh,
around.
good.
That's the
Oh,
plan,
was
yeah.
Oh,
Am I supposed to say that?
he has not told us that yet, that he's coming in December.
We are in so much trouble now.
You are, because we make out our schedule for the ministers, you know, like maybe almost to the end of the year now, and he hasn't told us he'll be traveling. Mhm.
He was just saying, maybe I will. He wasn't.
Oh,
Yeah.
don't think you're moving now.
Well, if you do
Wow.
come, we'll give you a nice tent.
Sure.
A nice tent.
We're going to do better than that. It's
In
going
the snow.
to be winter time.
Yeah, definitely.
get more than
With the
a tent.
snowshoes.
Yeah, snowshoes.
That's-
Snowshoes. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
Well, I don't know if people know that now, we know that right now you are the directors of the Ananda, the seclusion retreat now. But before that, of course, they were in Bangalore. For how many years were you in India?
Almost 20 years in India.
Almost 20 years, right? And that's where Shreyam met them. And then before that, they were the directors of the seclusion retreat once again, because that's when I first met them.
That's
And
right.
I don't remember the year, 95, 96.
95 to 201. That was a 6-year period. Our first tour of duty at the meditation retreat, the seclusion retreat. So
We were a
anyway,
lot younger then. Haridas just had his 75th birthday 2 days ago. 75. We wake up in the morning and think, oh my God, it goes by so fast. Here we are.
yeah,
Here we are, 75 years old.
that's right.
So
Well, I beat you, Haridas, so I can't say, but I haven't been on the path
No.
that long, only 32 years. So
I mean, he was born on a very holy day on the 9/11 of, yeah.
Yeah,
9/11, he was born on 9/11.
yeah.
Oh, an auspicious day. Wow.
Wow.
Okay.
Well, I don't know if it's
Well,
us.
here's well, wrong word. Yeah, you're right.
Memorable
Here's
day.
Mike Wolverton at the microphone.
So nice
okay.
to see you, Roman Haridas. It's Mike Wolverton. And I remember being at what was a guided seclusion retreat is what we called it. And I went up there and I got the higher Kriyas like in 97 or something. And so then I was going to stay extra in seclusion. And you asked me, Haridas, if I needed a flashlight to go down the hill to the, I think we called it the Lahiri
Yeah.
place down there. And I said, yeah, I need a flashlight. So I took a flashlight and I was going down the hill and I looked and I thought, oh my gosh, a mountain lion. And all this fear. And so then I got into my room and I lit the things for, you have to have your kerosene lights or whatever it was. I lit all that. Okay, had a nice, beautiful night. And then in the morning, it was like, what's that? What's that? Hear all this stuff going on? And it was these turkeys, a mama turkey and all the other turkeys following. And then when I walked up the hill to begin my day, I looked around where that mountain lion was. I thought, and then it was like this broken down. It was the like a tree had fallen, and that end I had imagined was a mountain lion. So that's when I began my journey of releasing fear. So
Well, now the
there's
seclusion,
something going on here I need to pay attention to.
Yes.
the seclusion retreat is much more modern now. We have a whole new dining room, a beautiful temple of silence. All the cabins are upgraded, nice furniture, locks on the doors. You'll be very safe here when you come back.
Toilets and indoor toilets.
And indoor toilets, if you can
I
believe it.
know.
But Lahiri Cabin still does not have one because people want to keep it as a relic. So you are part
Yes.
of the group that has graced that place to make everybody want to meditate there.
And
Wow.
one more little funny story is that I tried this silence, and so I was doing this silence day after day, and then I went to you, Haridas, to check my kriyas, and I'm trying to use sign language, and you advised me that, well, if you're in silence and you're having your kriyas checked, you can say a couple of words so that we can communicate. And then the beautiful thing I just remembered is that I broke my silence by calling my wife after all those days. And tears came to my eyes because it was like Divine Mother was like, it's really, so that was my first experience of seclusion. Thank you.
That's beautiful. Well, I'm going to add then, since we talked about Lahiri, the Lahiri hut is a very small, lovely, super simple, about the size of where this rug is in front of our altar to the wall. That's Lahiri cabin. And you have everything you need in there, including a hose coming in, through the heavy plastic for the window, I think. Anyway, it's been upgraded, but there's still no toilet. That is where I had my first 3-day seclusion.
Okay.
And I'll never forget it because it's your first seclusion. And then a few years later, I wound up spending 2 months at the seclusion retreat while Haridas and Roma happened to be the managers there. And it was so perfect because what some of my good memories was everywhere I would walk, if I was anywhere within 100 yards of Haridas, and I didn't know I was, but I would hear him chanting. He was putting garbage in the back of the pickup truck and singing, and I remember to this day, it was the Divine Mother, engrossed as the bee of my mind. You were half singing it, half humming it. And I learned that wherever he went, it was probably an inward chant, but he didn't know it was coming out. We could hear it. And it was such a beautiful example. And during that 2 months, Roma G suggested that I take a week seclusion. And I went, oh, I've never done a week. I've only done 3 days a few times. Oh, well, that's okay. We're going to put you in Swamiji's dome, I remember, and you're going to have a week's seclusion. So I agreed to it. However, on day 5, I left Roma a note in her mailbox, please come see me, because I was like, okay, day 5, silence. I've never done it. It was a beautiful experience. But Mike, here's my fear story. Also, during that week seclusion, I took a walk out to Ball Mountain. Is that the name? Eagle or Ball Mountain? And I decided, I've been out there with someone before, and I decided to go by myself. And so I was in silence, of course, and I'm walking out there, and I saw a bear. And it was not a tree, it was a bear. And I was no, not a grizzly, I don't think. brown bear, black bear, I don't know what. She was just eating. She had her head down. And I saw it, and of course I got a little nervous because I was pretty close to it. So I just started backing out through the manzanita trees, and that was before they had been cleared. So it was very thick with manzanita trees. So I started backing my way out. And okay, so I got home safe. But after seclusion, I said to Haridas, oh, I saw, I'm a city girl. Oh, I saw this bear, but she didn't know I was there. And Haridas said, she knew you were there. No, no, she was eating the whole time. Never raised her head. I just was so quiet. I just backed out. She knew you were there. She wasn't just interested, in you. You weren't a threat to her, but they have such a keen sense of smell. So I remember you telling me that, and that made me even more scared. She really did know I was there, but now I was safe. I was safe at that time. So anyway, we have so many wonderful memories with these two great souls, and at the seclusion retreat, cannot express. Everyone should experience the seclusion retreat, whether for a few nights at least.
We should interject right here that if you're a Korean or very involved in the center, that we will work with you on the finances. If that's an issue for you, you can have a discount. And you can also, we'll do payment plans. We'll make it work for you financially, because our mission, I guess you could call it a mission, is to get as many people as can to be here at the seclusion retreat, taking seclusion and meditating for long hours. And we want people to be here sharing their vibration and feeling the vibrations of the masters. It's a very holy place. So don't let the finances be a barrier to you. We'll work individually with everyone. So
that is wonderful to hear. Thank you for sharing that. And when we do go away for seclusion and come back, it helps our Sangha house as well, of course, because we experience that all the time. We have many people here who go to the village, to the expanding light, and often to the seclusion retreat, and then come back. And it's not only are we changed, but the whole Sangha really gets uplifted. So thank you. Okay, anyone else? Because it's getting close to noon. No, we have a time. Ask questions, to talk or anything. Or just a spiritual question. We have a few new people in the temple. They could ask a question too. And welcome to you, by the way. Thank you for coming.
we have a question. Why don't one of you tell us how you got onto the spiritual path, how you met Master? How about that?
Who are you?
Anybody.
Is that?
No, you can ask.
Okay, this is Gav, fairly new, I'm just going to say. So go ahead, introduce yourself to our
Gav. I'm here with my mother, and I've been here about maybe 5 times, and I've done the Path to Kriya with Michael. So thank you. I'm just learning. My mother's reading the autobiography of a yogi. I've told her a little bit about Swamiji and Yogananda as well, and about the foundation. We're from England. I've been here 9-10 years in Dallas. So that's a little bit about me. My question is, what small steps can we take as beginners to, just go on the right path? That's my question.
Well, what Master and Swami emphasized again and again is the balance of meditation and service. And basically, meditation is the most, as Yogananda said, the most refined and exalted of all activities, but it is really an activity. Seva, service, also is an activity, and especially made a joy when we, bit by bit, it takes time to understand. Bit by bit, we get out of the way, as they say, let go and let God. And so after a while, with this blending of meditation and service, we find that our intuition, which is the fruit of meditation, begins to grow. And we don't really need any longer to differentiate. Now I'm meditating and now I'm serving. Basically, yoga, union, it becomes one. And so it becomes a journey of intuition. Now, maybe I should be serving in this way. It could be something simple in your own home, washing the dishes. Now it's time to take a little bit of time to meditate, as Yogananda highly recommended throughout the day, to take a minute here, a minute there, go into meditation, go into prayer. And so basically, life is made much easier as we do, as we like to say to Ananda, what is trying to happen here, so that we can stay in tune with that voice of intuition, welling up from the heart, that basically is guiding us daily on our journey. And we begin to deeply appreciate what comes when we can just step aside and be the true karma yogi and allow that flow of spirit to, again, animate our being. And more we find that it becomes, for us, a joy as we spontaneously are praying for people, even as we're talking with them. We begin to, again, feel more and more the needs, the great needs of this world. We send out light in that way. And so meditation, prayer, service, they begin bit by bit to join together as a dynamic force to propel us on our way spiritually.
I'll just add one thing. In order to develop a strong sadhana and to have longer and deeper meditations, it's very important in the beginning to be consistent at a certain time during the day when you get up. Just start your day with a meditation, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. It's when you develop that habit, you'll find that the soul loves to meditate and the ego hates it, and they'll give you a million reasons why you can't. But if you can just break through those thoughts and meditate, I think you'll find that your day automatically will go so much better. And in the evening, 10, 15 minutes before you go to sleep, so that when you go into the subconscious, you're taking the light with you, and that you sleep better, but also it has a very cleansing, purifying effect on the brain if you can meditate before you go to sleep, and then you wake up and you've been in that state, and then you meditate again. So it's a circle. And all throughout the day, Master said, go out in the garden and do a few kriyas, meaning just go out in the garden during your day, take a break, go to your lunchroom, go someplace quiet, close your eyes, just do Hong Sa for a few minutes. Just do Hong Sa during the day so that you have those points of connection with the divine in your day. Read spiritual books. You've read the AY. Keep it by your side. I'll tell you a little story of Swami. Swami always took the AY with him wherever he went. And one time we were standing outside, he was getting in his car, and several of us were around his car. And he was going to the airport to go give some lectures. I forget where. And all of a sudden he said, oh my gosh. And he said, I'll be right back. So he went down the stairs, through the Crystal Hermitage, down the stairs to his apartment. And he came back, and it took him about 5 minutes, 5 or 10 minutes, and he had his autobiography of a yogi with him. He never went anywhere without his autobiography of a yogi. That was it. And he also had his little prayer book of people that asked him for prayers. So those two things, the autobiography, keeping him close, opening up the book whenever you feel like you need guidance, and praying for other people, like Haridas was saying. Pray for other people. It keeps you uplifted. You're blessed by what flows through you, and you're helping the world, which is in dire need right now of prayer. So you can be much more of an active light bearer in this world than you know.
Okay. Thank you. So my learnings were prayer, not just for ourselves, but for other people, meditation, service, and consistency, whether it's 5 to 10 minutes, and keep the book with me. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, beautiful summary, Gav. Thank you.
Hello, and thank you for being with us today. I have kind of a funny story about myself when I very first came to Ananda, and Mallory and myself, and there was another gentleman who's gone on to Unity now. But at the time when I was very new, we were asked to do the seva in our uh, the place we were in. It was much smaller than this. And I thought, well, okay, I do that, but I kind of didn't understand why they wouldn't just get a maid. And of course, now a long time has passed, 10 years or so. I can't quite remember when I first came, but I do feel such a part. I don't think about it as work. I don't think of it as work. I think of it as joy that I found this, and I'm always learning, and it just chokes me up. It's just wonderful. But I just thought that I'd tell you that funny little story because I didn't understand it first, but I do now. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Carolyn. You know, that's really funny because it reminded me, I've went to Ananda only to learn to meditate. I didn't have any intention of being part of it because I was very Catholic and active in the Catholic Church. So I learned to meditate, and then I went to some Hatha yoga because I loved the yoga that they did. Wow. But I'm still going to the Catholic Church. And one day somebody told me they had Sunday services. So I thought, oh, well, I'll go to Mass on Saturday and then I'll try one of these Sunday services. And after the service, the first thing Parvati and Pranava said, if anyone, my first time in a service, if anyone could stay after, we have a mailing of about 300 brochures here to stuff into envelopes and put stamps on. Can anybody stay? And it was like, I didn't volunteer, but the next thing I know, I'm with on the tables. I'm in the assembly line, and it took 10 minutes because you suddenly have 10 people and they're just, going down the line. And I went, boy, this group knows what they're doing. But I still didn't join then, but Seva. And I didn't know what Seva. I wasn't thinking of God every time I did the stamp. I was on the stamp duty, and you still had to lick them back then. So it was Seva. Whenever you show up, there's something to do for God, and with your Guru Bhais. Carolyn's just said, the more they can't hear you, the more you do it, the more it grows within you. And isn't that the truth, Carolyn? Yep.
I think we are past time. It's 12.
Is it 12? Okay. Well, okay,
Yeah.
so it is 12 o'clock. So we don't want to overdo you, so that maybe you'll come back another time next year. Does anybody else have one last question or comment? If you'd like, online, anything online, Francisco, in the chat?
Dad was poking his mother.
Mother? Okay, so nothing in the chat, and your mom's all right. We're gonna say goodbye to you with so much gratitude in our hearts for the time, this hour that you gave to us. May you be blessed, continued to be blessed, and we'll see you, those of us who can come. Just know, always go to the seclusion retreat, make a little trip. It's worth the drive down the bumpy road. It's really worth it, I can say that. And it's a place of light, and these two great souls just are so welcoming and filled with light. So thank you for sharing with us today.
Thank you,
We're gonna-
everybody. God bless you.
Shall we, let's bless them. Let's bless them.
Oh. Om.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Anyone?